in the region is impacting the lives of the people over there. Meanwhile, we're shifting focus towards what's happening in China. Now, according to a South Korean lawmaker who has cited an assessment from the country's spy agency, North Korean leader Kim Jong Un is seeking to restore closer ties with China and secure economic support. This comes as the North Korean leader is in Beijing to mark the World War II anniversary. His train bearing North Korean flags and markings linked to him has reportedly crossed into Beijing. The South Korean lawmaker has stated that Kim Jong Un is likely to stand alongside Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin on the Xianmen rostrum during the military parade, reviving, the optics of a Cold War era triangular alliance. South Korea's intelligence agency also anticipates a North Korea-China summit and a potential meeting between Kim Jong Un and Vladimir Putin. Let's take a closer look at what the South Korean lawmaker has said.
9월 3일 열병식에서 시진핑, 푸틴과 나란히 천안문 성루에 서서 냉전기 삼각연대 구도를 재현하는 한편 북중 정상회담 개최는 물론 북러 정상 간의 만남도 이루어질 것으로 국정원은 전망하고 있습니다. 첫 번째로 북중 관계 복원을 통한 대외 운신폭을 확대한다. 두 번째는 중국의 경제적 지원을 견인하고 체제 활로를 모색한다. 이번 방중은 김정은의 다자외교 데뷔전으로 북중러 연대 옵틱을 과시하기 위한 파격 행보로서 향후 과감한 대내외 조치에 나설 소지가 있는 것으로 분석하고 있습니다.
Joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Mark Sutherland. He's a geopolitical commentator joining NewsX World from London. Thank you for taking out time speaking to us. What's interesting is that this attempt by Kim Jong Un to mend a recent strain, if one could say, with ties with China follows the recently concluded Ulchi Freedom Shield exercises between the US and South Korea. We've seen South Korean President Lee Jae-myung continuing to offer an olive branch, something which has repeatedly been rebuffed by North Korea that has issued threats of rapid expansion of nuclear weapons. So what do you expect from Kim Jong Un's visit, and what next for the Korean Peninsula as such?
Yeah, good to be with you again. Well, he has crossed over, as you said, via his train, and then he is going to try and, as you said, mend fences. The Trump administration and also the South Korean leader are really, as you mentioned, have really been seeking to sit down and have a conversation. We remember in President Trump's first administration, DJT-1, where the fact that he crossed over the border and he went and had a little conversation with Kim Jong, with Rocket Boy at the time, and we remember the rest of the world thinking Donald J. Trump is going to start Third World War, bloody blah. No, he did. No, he did not. We note the ties, note the axis, note the fact that it's been commentated on, of course, that North Korea has been supplying soldiers for Russia in their invasion of Ukraine. And the reason why I say it, look at how all this axis is being built. There is saber rattling going on. And as we were talking yesterday with one of your great guests from Taiwan, we've got to remember the military exercises that are going on there. So let's put it in this perspective. North Korea by no means is any kind of democratic state whatsoever. It's the ideology, extreme Marxism, control, tyranny, all rolled into one. With China over the last couple of days mentioning democracy in China in the same sentence is something that we need to remember, because I tried to get over that, trying to get over that one. It is about an axis that is building, as we have said over the last couple of days, to then challenge they want a multipolar world, and they are really beginning. China wants to be number one. They are beginning to flex their muscles again, and people need to keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the relationship between Iran, what Iran then supplies to Russia. We then look at what Iran does with its economy by building up this axis against Israel, going for a nuclear bomb. Why is all this relevant? Is this all relevant because of the relationships that these people have in trying to build this alliance that goes then breaks out, as we've said over the last day, from that Eurasia group to then be able to challenge the Western countries, to then challenge the hegemony of that, to challenge NATO, to challenge the G7, etc. And they have already done that because there is a huge propaganda war going on within Western nations, which against the actions of that they perceive that Israel is doing in Gaza. It is all part of that to change people's thinking, Pia.
I request you to stay on with us. We're tracking further developments. You've been referring to Taiwan, and there's news coming in.